Hey guys, this is Dean, New Smyrna Beach Custom Cars. This is the drag car build, and you can start seeing some pictures here. It's going to be when we first bought this thing, bringing it home. This is 10 years ago. So this thing sit under a tree probably for 8, and then we finally drug it out and start tearing it apart, and pull the old slant 6 out and assessed all the rust and the bad spots on the car. And of course, I put some quarter panels in this car, which I'm not going to have any videos or anything of pictures of putting the quarter panels in, but we do put some in. We had a rear end setup that came out of a Dodge Dakota. Never been used. Guy kind of scrapped the build. So kind of test fit to see if it's even going to fit in there. And fortunately, it was squeezed right in. Floors were ate up pretty good, but we're not really worried about it because most of that's coming out. Once you get most of the floor cut out, you weld that little beam shooting across there to keep the car from moving. Then you cut all that out. Built most of the frame rails up underneath it and get them put in and lined up. And it was pretty close to those tires, but when I put the new quarter panels on, I swelled them out a little bit to bypass the tire, and it worked out pretty good. Once you get all these frame rails put in, you can start moving forward with your upper cage. You want all that for your stiffness. Then I went in and put my tubs in, and I cut those to where it would swell the quarter panels out a little bit. And we didn't spare no money. We bought a Magnum Force front end, Linko 4-speed transmission. And you have to have all that to mock all this stuff up. I put a block in there, bolt all this together, because you gotta get all these center bars to hold this motor in spot. So without this stuff, it's almost impossible to build a car. And you keep putting your roll bars on, getting everything mounted to where you need it. Even down to a seat. You gotta know where you're going to be sitting in the car, where the shifters are going to fall. And get all your X bars put in. You're tying in the back. Your front bars. Then you start with the front end. You got something for your fenders, stuff to go on. Then you start in with the aluminum, which this car, we went with a firewall, which is aluminum. Don't know if I have to change that before it's over with, but the aluminum work's probably quite hard. I would suggest to get some Clecos, which is those little things you see that hold it all down. It's just a substitute for a pop rivet. But once you get all that in, then we went in and got all this fiberglass, which the only thing we had was the front end was pretty much full fiberglass, and the trunk lid. It still got steel doors, quarter panels, roof. So get it all ready, prepped for paint in my little paint booth here. And I kind of incorporated the dart in my paint scheme on the side of the car, so. Once we get her all painted up, we kind of get it slid back into the shop area. And we picked up a motor from a buddy, and he had this thing completely rebuilt and ready to go. We got a very good deal on this thing. It's a 440 bend stroke board. It's a 500 cubic inch. Indy uppers and Eagle bottom end. It's a very stout little motor. But once you get that, the next thing you got to get all this put in. Clutch was a soft launch clutch, and once again, I had to build some headers. And luckily, I started with some fender wall header. We bought some brand new fender wall headers, and I cut all this stuff out of it and reshaped them and rebent them to get them to fall where I wanted to. Of course, you got to get your fuel cell and your battery. Then you're going to start in on all your plumbing and wiring. Not to mention, you got to cut all your glass, which this is all Lexan. So, we put all the safety plexiglass in. And the fuel lines, electronics, all your fittings, cables, you name it. There's a lot of little pieces that go into a car. So we get all that and start putting it all on. Check out some of my header work there, how I got them peeled out to the side. So I check out some of the passes here. This is the owner of the car. His name's Lee. And that's me taking a picture. This passes me in the car. Check out this double video where you can see both at one time, inside and out. Thanks for watching New Smyrna Beach Custom Cars. Don't forget to like us.